Hey y'all, it's Jason. Welcome to another Disney Lorcana, or Lorcana, as I may be mispronouncing that, I guess. According to my wife, who I am telling right now, she needs to like, comment, and subscribe my videos, because she keeps missing them, apparently. We're going into the third set, Into The Inklands. So here this video we're going to do is we're going to do the unboxing of the two starter sets, which we have Amber and Emerald, which looks like 101 Dalmatians and Peter Pan, and the Ruby and Sapphire, which is Moana and DuckTales. Interesting though, I don't know why they didn't do a third set like they did in the first one, do all three colors mixing. But that's kind of interesting. We will also be doing, you're joining me, so I guess we are going to be doing unpacking videos as well for the packs. I have about 40 of them, including the two that are in here. But I have 40 packs. I will be doing at least 2 other videos. Usually I only do about 24, so I'm doing twice as much. So either I'll do a little bit longer videos, or I may break it up into 3. We'll kind of see how things play out, because I do like to go through and read each card. So if you just want to see what the different packs and stuff are, hey, go check out those videos rather than this one. But if you like to see what's in each deck, we will go over each of these cards. Any cards that are from this set, though, I will go and re-look at and read over in the unpacking videos, so you don't have to feel like you've missed anything out there. On the sides, they do have the deck listings, which are really fun. Just not there. There is note on the bottom. Part of these are from a previous set, so there will be cards from sets 1 and set 2 in here. I don't know for sure how many of each, or if any, from both sets. But that's always it's always the only nice thing they do when they do these things. That way you can get some other cards. I bought starter decks before and missed out. So what are we going to have in each deck? We are going to have a 60-card deck, including 2 foils, usually the 2 characters on the box, which you can see. 1 paper playmat, 1 paper tracker token, some game rules, 11 damage counters, plus 1 booster pack of 12 cards. So what is definitely new in these sets is the locations. You can see these horizontal cards. That is a brand new mechanic for the game. So we're going to go ahead and start cracking these open. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. Right there on the side. Yeah, I don't care if I destroy these boxes, so it's fine. But let's hop into the red and blue one. I kind of wish they had deck names. Reminds me of old Pokemon. Like the first one came out, it was just like oh, it's this. I loved having the deck names in the Pokemon games. To me, that was always really cool. Be like this is, like, whatever, you're playing electric deck, it's Electric Boogaloo or Pikachu Shock. I always thought that made it really fun. So here are our tokens. We get our Lorcana tracker, some minus counters. If we actually just tear this piece open, maybe I won't, because I'll probably pop all these tokens out. Then we have some -1s. Same thing on the back sides. Cool, just some extra little trackers there. We'll have our playmat, which is, very simple. Deck, discard pile, cards in play, inkwell, lore. I actually kind of like the simplicity of this playmat versus when they include them in some other games, like my thoughts being like the Dragon Ball Z games, or like Digimon, stuff like that, or even some of the older games. I always have the big fold-out map that has a spot showing every single card spot. It's kind of neat. It's just like, here's where these go, here's your counter you need to track of, and then your cards, they're just going to get spread across the table. They don't need to make a table-sized playmat for it. And it's nice. I love that it goes the other direction, too, because some people play one direction, some play the other. That's actually really fun, too. I do understand starter sets do make sense to have playmats for people, because even though this is the third set of cards, this could be somebody's first set of Lorcana. So I get that. We do have our deck, our pack with Jafar. I just watched the live action Aladdin again, so I'm kind of jazzed about that. Alright, so we're just going to do a quick brief over some of these rules, just in case you're not familiar. It's not going to be a full how to play. But as a Luminaire, The wondrous realm of Lorcana is Magic Blue's ink to summon new versions of Disney characters, items, and locations, which are called glimmers. These glimmers, some familiar, some fantastic, will help you as you race across Lorcana to find and collect missing pieces of lore. Endless quests await. Yes, nothing extra new there. Get to 20. Again, I'm not going to go over too much. We have our character cards, which you get played. You have a cost in the corner. They have their attack and defense. I think they probably break all this down. We have item cards, which you just kind of like come into play, do stuff for us. We have action cards, which are one-time effects. Generally, they come in, do something, then leave. We have songs, which are special actions, but they can be sung by characters. The characters can play for them rather than paying with your ink or your mana. And then brand new locations. So I do want to look at this one because it's a brand new thing. Location glimmers stay in play when you play them. Some give you special abilities during the game. Other cards can interact with them in exciting ways. New locations are new to the Inklands set. Okay, cool. We are 6 types. Amber, yellow, amethyst, and purple. Green, emerald, red rubies, blue sapphires, and gray or silver steel. Rarities, of course, common, uncommon, rare, super rare, legendary, and enchanted. Yeah, so there's all your information on your cards. Oh, one sec. Ooh, heading it. Sorry about that. I wish this book would stay flat for me so I could kind of do that. Maybe. So yeah, I'm not going to go over a full how to play. I probably did that in my first video. But just as a quick reference for maybe someone that hasn't checked out the other stuff, is in the top corner of your card is your cost. That's how much it costs to play your card. Though if it has the extra little border around it, that's an inkwell icon, which means you can now you can use that to play as a cost. So your ink is how much is like. If you're familiar with like Magic, it's your mana. If you're familiar with to an extent like Pokemon, it's kind of your energy cards, which you need to use to be able to play cards. Obviously, the name of a character is number 3 there. Stitch, Covert Agent is specifying which version of Stitch there are, because there are many various Stitches in the game. 5 is its classifications. So every character is one of 3 different classes. It's either a storyboarding, which is like their normal version from the game, from the TV series, from the movie they're in. Dreamboarding, which is kind of a little bit more fantastical or imaginative version of them. Maybe how they see themselves is a little bit different. So here Stitch sees himself as being a covert agent. You know, obviously he's not like a full CIA member or anything like that, but it's kind of him fantasizing. And then the final one is Floodborn, which is the game's like alternate reality version of characters, essentially. It's what if they like reach their maximum potential as maybe how they see themselves, how they wish they saw themselves, or how they perceive other people might see them. We'll kind of see more of that when we get into the cards. Then after that, usually we have kind of like a role, hero, villain, ally, mentor, and then the last one is usually just if they have one. Not all characters have all of these. The second two is sometimes just more descriptive trait, like Stitch is an alien, but we can have prince, princess, kings, queens, pirates, captains, even tigers. But there's only one of those. 6 is our abilities. Or 4 is our ink, shows the green symbol, but also usually you get green on that border there too. 6 would be various abilities. 7 and 8 there are your strength and willpower. Strength is how much damage a character deals during a challenge. You can challenge other characters to try and remove them from play. Willpower is how much they can take before they're banished and removed from play. So Stitch is, you know, pretty even. And then the lore value, number 9, is the other really important thing. So a character can, instead of challenging or battling another character to remove them, or try and banish them, they can go for lore, and that's the whole point of the game, is once you get 20 lore, you win. So you have to kind of mix and match your turns between those two things. So definitely cool there. Yeah, I'm not going to, again, just set up story play, so all that fun stuff you get to do in there. During your turn, ready your cards, set them, and draw a card from the top of your deck. During your main phase, you can do stuff: play cards, use character abilities, use an item, use a location, take an action of the character that's been in place since the start of your turn, including quest, challenge, or exert. So you can't use a character the same turn you play them. Exerted just means turning a card sideways. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, playing cards. You can have songs. You can have characters. Instead of spending your ink to play a character, you can have play a card, a song. You can have a character exert to sing the song, which pays for its cost. And there's various costs with that. And there's also shift. You can play a Floodborn characters can shift their ability using the same name and play. So if, like we saw that previous mentioned Stitch, if we have a Floodborn version, we can pay less to shift that card into it. Basically changing that card into it. So that you can play Pluto Determined Defender on top of a Pluto. Shifted character has their own rules, but keeps any damage or effects are on the original is exerted. So it's a shifted one. If the original was, let's see what it says there, able to challenge questions abilities, though its shifted character can all the same things they come into play. So it's a way for you to like play a more expensive character cheaper, kind of like songs, it's getting a little bit cheaper, at the cost of using a character that's already out. It's just letting them transform, essentially. Like, it's imagining Mickey Mouse going Super Saiyan. For all his random references there. Questing, challenging, damage, moving damage, all this different stuff. They stay in play, put the good damage counters on characters. Then we have locations. Alright, so we do want to spend a second going over these because these are brand new. Plus, I know what they'll do as well because I haven't really looked at these too much. So there we have a lot of the same information. Up in 1, we have our cost. 3, we have a challenge. 5, we have our lore. 4, we have our ability. Number 2 is a little bit different, though. We have a move cost on there. This is, some locations have abilities give you benefits, often based on characters being at the location. These abilities can be used the same turn as the location comes into play. Moving characters to location. During your turn, you can move one of your characters to one of your locations by paying the location's cost, move cost. So from Makinui to 1. Your character can only move to your locations. A character can move to a location the same turn either one is played. It doesn't matter if the character is being moved is exerted already. There's no limit to the number of characters to be at one location. A character can't move from a location except to move to another location. You can do this by paying the other move location. So I can't move someone from Makinui to Makinui. So if I only have one location in play, I can't move them to a different one or move them back to the same one. So a location would say, well, hey, when someone moves here, do this. I have to have another location. I can move them off, and I can then move them back. Location challenges and damages. On their turn, the opposing characters may challenge a location the same way they challenge an exerted character. A character's challenger ability applies when challenging locations. When a location is challenged, it takes damage equal to the challenger's strength. It doesn't deal damage of its own, however. So they just take damage. They can't attack back, obviously. Locations also take damage from some actions and abilities. Can't be chosen for abilities unless it specifies a location. When a location has damage equal to or greater than its willpower is banished, you put down your discard. Characters wreck the location when it's banished simply find themselves abroad again. They're fine, just no longer at a location. Okay, so that's basically that. So then at the top up here it says gaining lore with locations. At the start of your turn, gain lore equal to the lore value of each location I'm playing. Note this is not questing, which only characters can do. So that's the couple advantages of having locations. 1, you're going to gain lore every turn. So that's going to also force your opponents to have to try and challenge and get rid of them. Because unlike that, a character has to purposely choose you. Once they exert to lore, they're able to be attacked. So it's kind of like, hey, do I risk doing it? Now you might lose them because now my opponent can try and defeat them. Locations, just always going to generate it, but can always be attacked. And then there's also the special abilities. So there's another various good reason for them. What else do we have in here? Using abilities, we're not worried about that. Endgame, first player 20 or more lore wins. Or if you can't draw any cards, you lose. multiplayer game. Ooh, we can play with multiple people. Building a deck and then playing this particular deck, which we're not going to get into too much. Let's just go ahead and hop into it then. Alright, yeah, so that took a little while, but we wanted to kind of give people a brief overview. We'll throw Jafar up there in his magical lamp. So, I have actually went over the entire list of all the cards that are in here, but I haven't done it for a while since they came out, so I don't remember everything. And usually I just type up my list, so I see what they are, and then I kind of forget them. I don't sit there and read all the card text and everything, because I like to be surprised when I open the sets. I do know there's some new worlds in here, which I'm excited for. Obviously, we have DuckTales, which you've seen. We have more Dalmatians, more, some of the other ones we've seen, Peter Pan and Moana in there. I know that some of the other new ones that we have in here, we have more, we have some more, one of the other packs there, we have more Winnie the Pooh stuff as well. As well as two new worlds other than DuckTales that I know we're getting into is Atlantis, the Lost City, and Treasure Planet. So that'd be cool to just see all those characters. I actually had not seen either of those before the set. I have watched Treasure Planet since then, but I have not watched Atlantis yet. So we'll get into those when we get into the packs. Or if they pop in here, we might see some of them. Alright, we're going to start off with our first character. I'll try and timestamp that at the beginning of the video, but it's 16 minutes in. Alright, so we're going to start with Moana, born leader. Floodborn hero, princess, and captain. She has shift 3, so this is her Floodborn version again, which we said is kind of like the fantastical version of them. So she imagined herself as being a captain, which she wasn't really ever in there, but obviously she has a definitely new look and everything, which is really cool with the Floodborns. Shift 3 may pay 3 to put this on top of one of your characters named Moana. So instead of paying 5, now I've already put a character out, now I can pay 3 to put on there. If I put like a 2 cost out, it's still going to cost me 5, but the fact is you can get them out cheaper, plus they're already out and she can go ahead and react right off the bat too. Welcome to my boat. Whenever this character quests at a location, ready all other characters here. They can't quest for the rest of their turn. Oh, that's nice, because then they quest, and then she can quest all the rest of them ready so they can't be attacked. So that's definitely fun. We can kind of see where that's going. Then the other one we have is, and these are both foil. These are 2 foil versions. Now they might be in the regular set, not foiled, which is very possible. This is actually a really cool, the foil behind it is dollar signs. It's really neat. So Scrooge McDuck, richest duck in the world. Now, just to let people know in case they're, oh, DuckTales, it's super exciting. This is based off the current series, the new series, the reboot series of DuckTales. Not the original one from the 90s. Not to say they might not go back and revisit some of them characters that aren't in there at some point. I can't say that, but just a heads up. So he's a storyboard and a hero. I'm going home. During your turn, this character gains evasive. They can challenge characters with evasive. And I didn't get rich by being stupid. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play an item for free. So he only has 3 challenges. Not very powerful, but if you can boost him up, he can get free items out. He can make money anywhere. That's fun. That's actually a super rare. Alright, then we're going to start with the red cards, the Ruby. Just wanted to show off the 2 main characters so we kind of know where they're going. We have 3 copies of Della Duck, Unstoppable Mom. She has a mechanical leg. That's very interesting. Storyborn Ally. She's reckless. This character can't be quested and must be challenged each turn if able. I survived the moon. How tough could the flooded Inklands be? Ooh, references. Love that. So we have 3 copies of Hey Hey, Accidental Explorer. Mindless Wandering. Once per turn, when this character moves to a location, each opponent loses 1 lore, considering the coconut. Yeah, that's actually kind of fun. So if you got like a couple different locations out and he keeps bouncing back and forth every turn. But remember, you have to pay a cost to do that. So every time you're paying a cost to move someone to a location, means that's another character item card you're not playing. So you have to sacrifice kind of that one direction or the other. We have 3 copies of Kakamora, Menacing Sailor, just storyboarding pirate. Plunder. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So it's like red's really about, in this set's going to make you lose lore. It's kind of interesting. It's a bunch more where he came from. 3 copies of Maui, Soaring Demigod, who's a hero and a deity. Reckless. Immobile. When a character bears named Hey Hey Quest, the character gets +1 lore and loses Reckless this turn. Oh, that's interesting. So you can, if you quest with Hey Hey, you gain, can't quest, you must, yes, that's kind of neat. So instead of having to be a big challenge, hey, maybe there's no one for you to attack with, you can have them quest with that. Plus, if you have Hey Hey quest and you have Maui quest this turn, right? And then you have Moana quest at a location. They're all 3 at a location. Moana then will make them unexert, and then now Maui's ready to attack as well. So that's pretty cool. All right, from set 1, we have Minnie Mouse. We have 2 copies of her. Always classy. Just an extra little bonus, extra card there. Back to set 3, we have 3 copies of another Moana, Undeterred Voyager, her storyborn version, who has evasive, and no fire or storm will keep her from her goal. We have 1 copy of Simba, Scrappy Cub. He'll join the hunt for lore after he's had a quick snack. Slimy yet satisfying. Look at that though. 1 and 1, 2 costs, never, but it's 3 questing. So yeah, you're gonna drop him quick, and their opponent's gonna have to take him out fast. 3 copies of Webby Vanderquack, Enthusiastic Duck. Finding lore is a lot easier when you have a grappling hook. That's pretty cool. From set 1, we have 2 copies of Dragonfire, Banish a Chosen Character. Rare as a hero can withstand a dragon's wrath. Nice, just straight up get rid of somebody. We have 2 copies of Voyage. Move up to 2 characters yours from the same location for free. Where are the Voyagers? Why did we stop? Yeah, that's actually pretty good too. And I wonder, so with where's Hey at? So once per turn when this character moves to a location, so it doesn't care how they move. So you could use this, pay 1 to move him to a high cost location, right? That's pretty cool. We have 1 copy of Maui's Fishhook. It's Maui time. If you have a character named Maui in play, use this item's shapeshifter ability for free. Otherwise, shapeshift costs to exert it, pay 2 to choose 1. Chosen character gains evasive till the start of the next turn. Or chosen character gets 3 attack. Cool. So red's giving a lot of evasive out, some extra challenges. Then we have 2 copies of Sumerian Talisman. Source of Magic. During this turn, whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge, you may draw a card. Summon Spirit from the Dark. Show the subs before this arc. Lena Saberwing. Alright, and our last red cards are going to be our locations, which is Agrabah. Yeah, interesting. So we have the Agrabah Marketplace. So lots of them have that subtitle, which is very weird because as you see some of them will have like areas like Agrabah, specific place in Agrabah's Marketplace. But then some of them are like someone's castle, and it's like, okay, like, are we then gonna have like rooms in the castle? Or, yeah, so it's kind of interesting. But it costs 1 to move here. Doesn't have any special abilities, but he does lore twice. Welcome to Agrabah, city of mystery, of enchantment, and the finest merchandise this side of the river. Yeah, so it's not a bad little location to start with. Alright, let's hop into our blue. We have 2 copies of from set 2. Codworth, the Talking Clock. Wait a minute. Your character with Reckless gain Exert. Gain 1 lore. This has gone on far enough. I'm in charge here. 2 copies of Dewey, Showy Nephew. Support. When this character quests, you may add their challenge to another chosen character's challenge this turn. I got it. I knew I could do it. Do it for the win. I don't know what Dewey sounds like, because this is a brand new one. So apologize if that's way off from how he's supposed to sound. But this is the Dreamborn, so we haven't really talked about that too much. But Dreamborns again are kind of like they're like imaginative versions of themselves. I don't even know if we had any Dreamborn in the first bunch. I'm just gonna flip through quick. Yeah, so everyone was a Storyborn so far. So this is a Dreamborn. So it's like his normal version, he's probably just wearing his outfit, whatever. Here he has on like special like climbing gear and stuff. So it's kind of like this is his fantasy version of himself, sort of. Yeah, support's actually pretty cool. Also from set 2, we have 2 copies of Duke Weaselton, Small Time Crook. It's Weaselton, who has Ward. Opponents can't choose this character except the challenge. Back to set 3, we have 2 copies of Flint Loomgold, Lone Cheater. Nobody tells Flint Loom what to do. They'll never see it coming. During your turn, this character gains Evasive. Back to set 1, we have 3 copies of Flounder, the Voice of Reason. Excitement, adventure, danger lurking around every corner. That's awesome. Cool. We have 3 copies of Grammatala, Keeper of Ancient Stories. She's a mentor. There was only Ocean. When you play this character with the top 2 cards of your deck, you may put 1 in your hand, put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. Listen with your whole heart, and the ancestors will guide you. We have 1 copy of Gyro Gearloose, Gadget Wiz, who's an inventor. Now try to keep up. Exert. Put an item card from your discard pile on top of your deck. So far, the only item we've seen is Maui's Hook, so we'll probably see more in blue, though. Maybe the bulb tech will be less evil this time. Yeah, he's got little, like, gadgety light bulbs that help him out. That's pretty cool. We have 1 copy of Healy, Savvy Nephew, who's just a storyboarding version. So he's trying to grab more crystals here. It's interesting because each one's trying to do it, and he's a story. Who also has support and 3 nephews. Whenever this character quests, if you have characters named Dewey and Louie in play, you may draw 3 cards. This looks like part of a larger crystal. Are they in a special cave somewhere, or are they in the vault, in Scrooge's vault, I wonder. So that's very cool. Yeah, if you get the other ones out, you get extra cards. We have 3 copies of Louie, Chill Nephew, who just has support. He says you found the last one. Kind of a narrative between the 3 of them there. 2 copies of Maid Marian from Robin Hood, Delightful Dreamer, Highborn Lady. When you play this character, chosen character gets -2 challenge this turn. She makes every space more beautiful. 2 copies of Scrooge McDuck, Uncle Moneybags. Depth Gauge, that's awesome. So this is a Dreamborn, so it's like, again, his fantastical version. His special blinged out gold diving suit. His vault is pretty full. Yeah, it looks like a cave, though. Treasure Finder. Around this character quest, you may pay 1 less for the next item you play this turn. A Strange New World is a perfect place to make strange new fortune. And then for items, we have 2 copies of the Vault Door. Sealed away. Your location and characters at locations gain resist 1, damage dealt is reduced by 1. Only Scrooge knows about this ability, and he's going to keep it that way. So that's pretty cool. Our last card of the pack is 2 copies of Makanui. One movement cost for this, the Island Paradise. Reincarnation, whenever a character is banished while here, you may put that card in your inkwell face down and exerted. So that's kind of cool as well. Like, right? So if you put characters there and then they get defeated, at least then you get energy cost out of it to be able to play more cards. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so this deck is very interesting. It has a bunch of a little bit of focus on playing items. And locations. But the location ones are going to be very good because there's locations no matter what. The items, there wasn't a ton in here, but it's also good to start. Hence starter deck. To let you get in and be like, oh, okay, what would be really good? What I like items. And maybe focus a little bit more blue. Yeah, really cool. I like the idea. Alright, so we're going to hop into the second deck. We did get our other pack, which has Hiker, Explorer, Minnie Mouse. But we'll open the 2 packs at the end. We're going to go ahead and jump into the next deck, which is Amber Yellow with 101 Dalmatians, Pongo. Determined Father. So he is Twilight Bark. Once per turn, you may pay 2 to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character, put it in your hand. Otherwise, put it in the bottom of your deck. We'll find our way. I know we will. So that's actually really cool. You just basically summon characters, potentially. But you have to pay 2. But then if it's not a character, then it goes on the bottom of your deck. So if you're playing a character-focused deck, great. You combine this with something you're looking for items or action cards, it's not going to be as helpful. Their other leader is Peter Pan, the Lost Boy leader. So this is his Dreamborn again. He's a little fantastical version. He's got a nice, cool green leafy outfit. It's really neat. I came to listen to the stories. Once per turn, this character moves to a location, gain lore equal to that lore's location. Nice. So I think so far, what have they been? 1 each. 1 and 2. So if they moved to either of those locations, but we'll see what the new ones bring us. But even still, just the fact is, again, if he moves each turn, you gain 1 free one. The Illuminators needed someone to find a missing spellbook, and Peter was the first to volunteer. Alright, now we're going to jump into our yellow cards. We first off have Dalmatian Puppy, Tail Wagger, Stormborn, and a Puppy subtype. Where did they all come from? You may have 99 copies of Dalmatian Puppy Tail Wagger in your deck. First they steal your heart, then they steal your chair. So this is a thing lots of card games like to do. They like to have the ability to always have one or every once in a while cards, so you can just mass your deck with the same type of card. Usually they're weaker cards, but once you gain an army of them, they're going to make a difference. So if you have Pongo there every turn, right here, so like being a turn, you can pay 2, top card of your deck, look for a character, you can keep finding more and more puppies. Then you're going to have them in your hand ready to keep playing. Or using for your energy or whatever. You can have a lot more of these. Now, interesting thing down here is a card number, 4A. So the reason for that is because we have 4B. Same card, different artwork. Then we have 4C, 4D, and 4E. So we get 5 copies of the Dalmatian Puppy in this set, but each one has different artwork. There's only those 5, but that is also a really fun thing to do, and you're going to have these cards, you can have multiple. Cool, add different versions, because that way I don't have to look at the same card 10 times if I put 10 of them in my deck. I can have 2 of each. And they're basically the same artwork overall, except for the puppy changes. So that's actually, it's not like 100% different artwork to get them confused. Alright, we're going to look at our next card. We have 3 copies of Kaida, the Atlantean. This is from Atlantis, of course. I do not know what that says on the bottom. I'm not going to look it up right now. It probably says something like, welcome to Atlantis or something like that. I'm sure someone might comment about it, or you can go look it up. Here we have Lucky, the 15th puppy. So you have another puppy as well. Good as new. Exert. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put each character the cost of 2 or less into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. So, a better, almost better, almost lesser version of Pongo, because he just took the top 3 for no extra cost, but they have to be 2 or less. Or Pongo just to search the top card for 2, but any character. So it's a little good, little bad. Puppy Love. Under this character quest, if you have 4 or more other characters in play, your other characters get +1 lore this turn. So amassing a little army, you can get every other character can get an extra plus. We have 2 copies of Nani, Protective Sister, from Lilo and Stitch's Bodyguard. This character may enter play exerted. An opposing character who challenge one of your characters must choose one with Bodyguard if able. Let me handle this, Lilo. We have 3 copies of Patch, who has Bark, Exert. Chosen character gets -2 challenge till the start of your next turn. Just like Thunderbolt, he'll stand up to any bad guy. We have 3 copies of Pluto, Friendly Pooch. Good dog, Exert. You pay 1 less for the next character you play this turn. There's a lot of cards in here that have extra costs, which is very interesting. He just can't wait for new friends to arrive. So this will help you pay for all them characters a little bit easier. Then we also have Pluto Determined Defenders. This is his Floodborn version. So like his ultimate fantastic view of himself where he's a big hero. So his Shift 5 says you may pay 5 to put this on top one of your characters named Pluto. So yeah, normally Pluto costs 1. And then now you can Shift 5 to only pay 5. So you'd be paying 6 total, so it's 1 cheaper. But he would already be out, be ready to play. Although he can come in exerted with Bodyguard. Guard Dog, I started to turn up to 3 damage from this character. Ooh, so if they don't take him out fast, he's just going to keep recovering every turn. Nice. I don't know why, though. I almost wish Pluto also had puppies listed as one of his things, even though it's technically a dog. But that would have been fun. 3 copies of Rolly. I'm hungry, Mother. I really am. Who has support. So you can add his challenge to other characters. And to help out with our Peter Pan side, we have 2 copies of Tinkerbell, Generous Fairy. Make a new friend. When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a character and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. I think every card in here been from this 3rd set so far. Yep. Okay. I thought maybe I was crazy. Yes, it's also going to help you find stuff, which are the top 4 cards. So, unlike the other 2, the other 2 puppies, dogs, Dalmatians, she just looked for 4 cards and just found without a cost restriction, but she can only do it once, where they get renewable times to do it. Then our last character in here is 3 copies of Wendy Darling, a talented sailor, so she's a Dreamborn. So yeah, her like imaginative version, she's a pirate. Not even a pirate captain, she's a sailor. She's very interesting. With Tink upgrading this place, Wendy took them to disguise to find a missing mermaid. In the Mermaid Lagoon, possibly. Well, speaking of that, 2 copies of Neverland Mermaid Lagoon. The mermaids told Peter they'd seen some items floating by several days earlier, but they were more concerned that one of their sisters had gone missing. Ooh, I love the little stories behind this. So, like, we have, like, Wendy now mentioning this and that. We're looking for a mermaid, right? And then we had the Ducktail nephews looking for crystals, and Peter Pan's gonna help look for stuff. So it's kind of cool. Awesome. So yeah, so it's 4, not a lot. Only costs 1 to play. A little bit cheaper for less stuff. Alright, in green, we have 3 copies of Cubby, Mighty Lost Boy. The bear. When this character moves to a location, he gets 3 challenges this turn. With Peter holding off Hook, Cubby does what he does best, break stuff. So there's a different way. We have moving to locations that let you do damage or gain lore, stuff like that. This lets you gain extra challenge. This is exciting for me. 2 copies of Don Carnage, Prince of Pirates. This is from Tailspin. Dreamborn villain, Prince and Pirate. I also love villains that are princes and princesses, just because it's cool, because it's not just the heroes that are those. That's really awesome. Evasive. You didn't expect to find me here, did you? Well, neither did I. That's awesome. We have 2 copies of Flotsam Riffraff. Eerie Pair, your character's name, Jetsam gain +3 challenge. Ursula needs the lore to complete her plan. I'm going to skip to see if we have it. We do. We do have 2 copies of Jetsam right away. Also Riffraff, who has Ward. Eerie Pair, characters gain Flotsam gain Ward. Opponent can't choose this character except to challenge. So it's neat. So if you have both of them out, all of a sudden now you have, both of them have 5 with 2 defense, and they both have Ward. Which means they can't be targeted. And they probably kind of go artwork like that a little bit together. Maybe it's on that side. Yeah, probably on that side. Kind of match up. But I love when they do little accommodations like that. That's really fun. We have 1 copy of Helga Sinclair, Vengeful Partner, also from Atlantis. Nothing personal. When this character is challenged and banished, banish the challenging character. Oh, so that's cool. So she's probably going to lose because she only has one defense, but she'll take the other person with her. Alright, our first old card from set 1, we have 2 copies of Horus, No Good Scoundrel. Well, they ain't here, Jasper. Let's see what Jasper has to say about that. 2 copies of him from set 1. Now look here, Horus. I warned you about thinking. We have Jasper the Common Crook, who's puppy napping. Whenever this character quests, chosen character can't quest during their next turn. Cool. Also from Tailspin, 2 copies of Kit Cloud Kicker, Tough Guy. Sky Surfing, when you play this character, you may return chosen character with a 2 challenge or less to their player's hand. It's been fun, guys, but I gotta be going. Yahoo! 1 copy of Robin Hood, Daydreamer. This is nuts, right? He's a Dreamborn, so his dream is just to be able to relax by the river. Some days it's nice to let the river do the running. No special abilities, but he's 5'4" with 4 lore. That's crazy. But he does cost 6. From set 3 here, we have Starkey, Devious Pirate. Point him in the right direction, he'll do the rest. We have 2 copies of Wildcat. Mechanic. He has evasive and disassemble. Banish chosen item. I can take anything apart in under 5 minutes. This is a good counter even to the other deck, right? Because they're able to get rid of that. Alright, our actions. We have 2 copies of Hypnotize from set 2. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. Draw a card. Look me in the eyes when I'm speaking to you. I love Ka. He's awesome. Also from set 2, we have 3 copies of Improvise. A chosen character gets 1 challenge during his turn. Draw cards. Shang Yu. It looks like you run out of ideas. Well, not quite. Those are terrible, terrible accents. We're going to move along away from that. We have 2 copies of Strike a Good Match, which is our first song. Hooray! A character with a cost of 2 or more can sing this card for free. Generally, songs cost the same as whatever the song would cost. Draw 2 cards and choose and discard a card. Please bring honor to us all. Please bring honor to us all. I can't even read that right. Yeah, songs are really fun because it doesn't have to be Mulan or a Mulan character singing this. It could be, I could have Starkey sing this if I really wanted to. It's nice because then it's like, I already have a character out. I can have them spend it. In this deck, songs I think would be very powerful because you have a bunch of these extra puppies out. And then now I already have them out. I can go ahead and spend them to sing some songs for me. So I can use that to use my ink then to search for other characters or to play some of the other characters I just drew. Alright, then our final card is 3 copies of Deville Manor, Cruella's Estate. If you know special abilities on this mirror, they say the old place is haunted or bewitched, or some fiddle-faddle from Colonel. So, yeah, this is interesting. So we only have one of the 4 locations that had an ability. I wish they would have put something as special ability in this set, too. But there might not have been one that directly tied into the characters or what they did. Other than Deville Manor matching the 101 Dalmatians theme. Alright, we're going to open up the 2 packs then, and then we will end this video. Just to see what we get in here. So we're going to start with the Jafar pack. So on the backs of the packs, they're going to mention what waits beyond. With cards in this booster, you expand your collection and add more power to your abilities. On the bottom here, it says each booster contains 1 foil, any rarity, which is awesome because you could get double rares in a pack, extra rare in a pack. 2 rares or higher, so either rare, super rare, legendary, or enchanted, covering one of them, 3 commons and 6 uncommons. I love the fact they have 2 rares. It gives you a much better chance of collecting the higher level rares, because you can get generally a rare, plus you could get a higher level rare too, which is really fun. Alright, our first card up, let's see if any of these will help our deck. Iago, not in this color, but Pretty Polly, who has evasive. Your Majesty certainly has a way with dumb animals. We have another Maid Marian we've seen. In steel, we have the Gizmo suit, cybernetic armor. Banish this item. Next chosen character gains resist 2 till the start of your next turn. It stands in the halls of Lorcana waiting for someone to speak secret words to activate it. That's pretty cool. We have another Webby Vanderquack, which we've already had, but that's alright. Here to go with our green deck, we have Milo Thach, clever cartographer. Believe me, studying gibberish really can take you places. That's neat. Yellow, we have Miss Bianca from the Rescuers. Rescue Aid Society agent who has Singer 4. This character counts as 4 to sing songs. So this is really cool because that means you play her for 2. Now you can play a 4-cost card with her as, you know, basically kind of like shift and stuff and songs. It's a way to like play extra cards cheaper. Our society has never failed to answer the call for help. We have another copy of Tinkerbell, which is nice because we only had the 1. In green, we have a in our uncommons here we have Prince John, Phony King. Collect taxes. Whenever this character quests, each opponent with more lore than you loses 2 lores. It's too late to be known as John the First. He's sure to be known as John the Worst. It's cool. Our other uncommon is Chernobog's Followers. This is from Fantasia. Creatures of Evil. Restless Souls. Whenever a character quests, you may banish them to draw a card. Interesting. So you pay them for 1. Basically, then you can get 1 quest out of it and then banish them. I'm sure there's going to be some way of bringing them back. Our rare card. That is funny. Our first rare card is the non-foil version of Moana, Boring Leader. It's pretty cool. But then we also drew a legendary rare. That is awesome. So Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Dark Knowledge. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card. Divination. During your turn, whenever you draw a card, you may move 1 damage counter from a chosen character to a chosen opposing character. Ooh, so that's cool. So she can quest, she can draw a card, and then you can move counters around. Basically take your damage and shove it somewhere else. But then we had, where were they? These guys right here. When this character quests, you may banish him to draw a card. So then you could use that to trigger her ability as well. That's fun. And our foil happens to be another Yago. So we started with Yago, we end with Yago. Then we have, in here, we have location cards. Just re-explaining what we went over before. So I'm not going to re-go over that. Challenge, damage, gaining. New rule though, moving damage. So as long as we have that, we just saw the ability. Also new to the Into The Inklands, the ability to move damage counters from one character location to another. Moving damage doesn't count as dealing damage or damage in a character location receiving the damage. Effects that modify the amount of damage dealt don't apply to it being moved. Makes sense. So it's like she can move damage, move one counter from one character to another. Essentially either damaging your opponent and healing your stuff is what you're kind of going to be doing. But it doesn't count as actually damaging. So if someone says, oh, whenever they take damage, this happens. Awesome. Alright, pack number 2, we have Magic Carpet, Flying Rug, Evasive, and Find the Way. Move a character of yours to a location for free. Ooh, free movement. Carpet guy can swoop in with, grab the lore, and be back before anyone knows. We have another Louis. Alright. A Minnie Mouse, the Funky Spelunker. So our pack art version. During this character's allocation, she gets 2 challenge. She'll never cave under pressure. So yeah, just by herself, she's okay. But if you put her at a location, now she's a little bit more powerful. We have another Moana. Another Cubby. We have a new item card. Cleansing Rainwater. Ancient Power. Banish this item, remove up to 2 damage from each of your characters. Rainwater lands as stone melts and dragons fly again. That's actually pretty helpful. Our first uncommon is Ursula. Ooh, this can go with our Flotsam Jetsam. You'll never even miss it. When you play this character, a chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a song card of your choice. Okay, so cool, but could be very tricky to hit with. In Steel here, we have Captain Hook's Rapier. Those scurvy brats. During your turn, whenever one of your character banishes another character in a challenge, you may pay 1 to draw a card. Let's have at it. Your character's named Captain Hook, gain Challenger +1. Definitely cool. We need a good Captain Hook, though, to go with this set. Our last uncommon is Trigger, Not So Sharpshooter. Old Betsy. Your character named Nutsy gets 1 extra lore. Criminally Trigger, point that pea shooter the other way. Yes, I hope we get Nutsy at some point. Our first rare is another Moana. That is pretty funny. And then our second one is Stitch, we saw in the book, who has Evasive, Hide. Who his character has a location, he gains Ward. For such a flashy dresser, he is hard to spot. And then our foil card is just a common, but it is Joshua Sweet, the doctor who has Bodyguard. Heading out to the Inklands, come back if you need patching up. And then we just got the 2 Inkland cards as well. Alright, so that is what we had for the Lorcana 2 decks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see something else, come back, check out all the pack unboxings if you'd like to see them. If you're not familiar with how to do them, just a quick overview in case you do decide to hop in. The first 10 plus packs I saw I do in the first video, usually go about half. I go through, I read all the cards like I did in this video. And then after that, we start finding all the commons and uncommons as we run out. I just start flipping through them quick to get the cards I haven't read. So, like the second part of the unboxing, I won't reread anything I read in the first. Also meaning I will reread everything I found in these videos in case someone didn't check out this first. Hope to see you guys later. Bye.